Hey, my name's JP, and today we are going to talk about maximizing revenue in your gym. You can also think about this as a gym business plan. When I was applying for a loan for my gym, I definitely had to write up a long-winded business plan, but now that I had the chance to run my gym for 6 years and sell it, I can see when the rubber hits the road, like what's the reality that you actually need to do, because a plan is great, but when you get into the business, things are going to change a little bit. So this is going to be a real plan of if you are a CrossFit gym owner, an F45 owner, or functional fitness owner, or whatever, and you're a small gym. This is the way to maximize revenue in your gym, and to make a plan to actually get there is the most important thing, because it's January 2nd today, and most people set goals, and what goals are, just for most people, I hope this happens. They're kind of just wishing their way to success, and guess what? Doesn't happen for any of us. So we need to actually make a plan and then reverse engineer how to get it, and that's exactly what we're going to do starting right now. So welcome to the ultimate gym business plan. I'll try not to do that too much, but we're going to go ahead and do some whiteboarding here. So we're going to pop this up. We're going to go with biz plan. Business plan. All right. So we are going to do some napkin math, okay? We're going to do some napkin math together, and we're going to make some assumptions, but you're just going to go along with it, because you can, as long as you're using a model that's a micro gym model or similar, this will work for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to assume that you have 125 members that are paying monthly times $200. So 125 times 200. Cool. So we're at 25K of monthly recurring revenue. So a lot of gym owners aren't even this far. And I've got a whole video series on how to get leads to your gym that you can check out in the description below. But basically, if you don't even need to go any further if you haven't been able to do this yet. You just need to make sure that you have the capacity to service that many members, and that you're giving a good enough service that you're not seeing a ton of churn, so you can continue to charge that juicy $200 in monthly recurring revenue per month. But at 25K a month for most gym owners, that's pretty good. Now let's say that you actually go the next level and you start to sell things that are more valuable, right? And so I've talked about this concept before, but the value ladder, right? We're trying to ascend our current members up the value ladder. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, let's say we have 10 members. 10 members that are at 1K. These are PT members. So now you're doing 35K. And buttons. That's not that hard to do. If you are not offering personal training yet, it's just a simple question, right? In your front end sales process, and I've got videos on this as well. There's kind of that low end selling where you can use that Netflix goes where it's a free trial that rolls into a membership. But if you haven't gotten into consultative selling yet, and you really want to grow your gym and you really want to make money, that's the way to do it. You've got to learn how to sell, because learning how to sell and learning how to serve are the same thing, right? Sales is a service. Don't think about sales as being icky and sleazy. You're an advocate for that person. You want what's best for them, which is health and fitness. Like it's kind of crazy sometimes that we have to talk people into better quality of life, prolonging their life, being able to have energy and play with their kids and be injury free and all those different things. Like, it's kind of nuts that we have to talk people into that all the time, but there's no more valuable service that you can offer, because if you don't have your health, nothing else matters. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about that, but make sure that if you're not selling yet, just get it in your head that sales is how you help serve, and you're an advocate for the prospect, the client, the customer, whatever, who's coming in. You want what's best for them, which is, of course, to take care of their health and fitness. So offer them some personal training, right? Because that's how we get people results faster. The next thing that we're going to do is, now we've got, 125 members, 10 PT members. We're going, so this is 125 like base members who are just doing group class only. And then we're going to say that 10% of those members will do nutrition. And so you should be charging somewhere around 150, wrong button, somewhere around $150 to $200 a month for nutrition. So, we can just say it's 12 people, and we lowball that, and we go 12 times 150, it's $1,800 a month. Let's just call it 2K a month. So 2K a month, and now we get to do something pretty awesome, which is to start selling supplements, right? If people who join your gym, they want to buy supplements anyway. Over 50% of gym goers are taking supplements. People will balk at the cost of supplements or balk at the cost of a gym membership. Oh, it's too expensive. But then they'll go and they'll drop hundreds of dollars on new shoes and new Lululemon outfit. And then they'll buy protein powder. And then they'll buy all these other things that kind of go with the kit of fitness, right? You want to be the person, you want to do the things, you want to have the stuff. They all kind of tie in with that identity change most people are trying to make. So people might as well buy supplements from you. They might as well buy good quality supplements from you. So you're up to another 2K a month, supplements could be, and on average, it depends what program you go and what affiliate program you go, but I was easily making between 2 and 3K, 2,500 to 3K a month selling supplements, and you would get people on subscriptions, and they would do drop ship renewals, and they would just stay on them, and they would stay on. Some people would stay on them for 1 or 2 months, some people for 6, and some people are still on them. So you're gonna add in subs, right? And you, at a very minimum, will be able to make $1,000 a month in supplements sales profit if you offer them to everybody on the front end, and you just keep a minimal stock on your shelf. You don't need to have a huge stock. Just keeping some protein powders and like some BCAAs and that kind of stuff will be enough to get people over the edge on that. So this is the first section that we're doing the napkin math on. So we go 25K, cool. Now we're at 35K, 37, 38. So we're pretty close to 40, right? So we're at 38K a month here. Sweet. So you've got a business plan. Very, very basic, right? This is actually not a full business plan whatsoever if you've ever written one, but we just want to do some napkin math to orient ourselves in the right direction. So you know how much money is possible to make with only 135 members and fairly low take rates on these other things, right? 10% of people doing PT for $1,000 a month is okay, but that's not, you could do better. And 10, 15% of people buying supplements is okay, but you could do better. So what we're gonna do here is we are going to now reverse engineer how to actually fill that gym and get those people in there, wrong button, with marketing, okay? So marketing plan, right? And you'll see, obviously, again, if you've done a business plan, we're just gonna write the word marketing. Sure, we can go plan. If you have created a full business plan before, I'm not covering fixed costs or variable costs or any of those things. I'm not doing a full I'm not going down that rabbit hole because I want to give you an overview of that, because chances are you already are owning and operating a gym, so you already know what your fixed costs are every month. So that's not super helpful to dive down that theoretical rabbit hole. What is helpful is to show you what's possible when you just add on a few additional things, offering personal training and your front-end consultations, offering supplements and nutrition services, which are things that people want to buy and truly need to help serve clients and give them better results, and to start to make more and more of an impact and start to make more and more revenue in your gym, right? So the marketing plan, here's what it looks like. How many people do we want in our gym? Let's say that most gyms are gonna cap at 200 people, right? But even for simple, let's just say I wanna add 50 members this year. So my goal, that is the weirdest GI I've ever drawn. So my goal is 50 new members. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the easy napkin math of marketing. And pardon me, but it's extremely true. So I had somebody say the other day, like, oh, marketing doesn't work. Okay, well, what are your stats? Well, here's how it goes. And they proceeded to tell me exactly how the marketing stats should go. So what it is you have leads, right? Just your leads only 50% of those will be responsive. And let's draw arrows. Only 50% of those will book. And only 50% of those will show. And it depends on your sales acumen. You good at sales? Cool, you'll close more people. You bad at sales, you won't get as many. But just get the reps in with something like sales. It's not as, if you don't make it weird and pressury, it won't be. So again, just sales as a service, you're an advocate for the customer, you get it. So 50% show rate, and then we're gonna assume a 50% close rate. Okay, so now we're gonna back out the numbers to figure out how many leads we need to generate to actually get somebody through our door and make a sale, right? So if we have 100 leads, let's do this, let's stick with that. So if we have 100 leads, then we have 50% of those are gonna respond. So we have 50% left that are gonna respond. And then we have 50% of those, let's just use the actual numbers that are left. So we have 25 of those that are gonna book. And then we have 12 of those that are gonna 12 show and 6 close. Cool, right? So that's not bad. And you can do better than this as well. Like these are not the best numbers, they're not the worst numbers, they're averages. So you can certainly do better than what I'm showing you right now. But I think it's good for you to know what to expect. 50% of the people that you contact or that give you contact information will literally never reply to you, right? They do know you exist. And I shouldn't say never, they're not going to reply to you right now. But because they've interacted with your ads, they're going to see more of your ads. So maybe now's not the right time, but within the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, it will be the right time. So just because someone doesn't come into your gym now and become a member now, doesn't mean they're never gonna. In fact, most people don't work like that. They're gonna need to be warmed up to you, and they're gonna come in eventually when they're ready. So now this is the more of the, well, it depends on where you are. So what is the cost per lead? We don't know because it's market dependent. Market average is about 15 bucks. You could be in a honey hole sweet spot and you could have $5 leads. You could be in a really competitive market and you can have $30 leads. So let's go ahead and do this as, let's do it more on the expensive side. Let's do it $20. So 100 leads times $20 is $2,000. So you have 2K, in ad spend to equal 6 sales, right? My 6 sales. That would be the total math. So now there are some questions that remain here. What are you charging on the front end? Because if you do this poorly, then marketing's not going to work for you at all. And I think that's one of the reasons that people feel like they get burned on marketing, that they don't ROI super well. And remember here, I'm showing you bad numbers. I'm showing you average conversion rates, and I'm showing you a high cost per lead. So you can just see what's possible and what to expect. So important that we go through this. So we have 2K and 6 sales. If you're selling a $200 a month membership, you are gonna make 1,200 bucks. Cool? You have lost money. You have lost $800 on month 1, but on month 2, you have made money, right? So now you're at $2,400 and you have made a $400 profit. Boom, beautiful. Don't nitpick my drawing and math here because I know it's not right. We're just kind of running through these things out loud. And then after that, it's all profit. And when people come into gyms like a CrossFit gym or a boutique gym or an MMA gym, martial arts, whatever, like they tend to stick because, at least if they stick for the first month or two, because it's a tight-knit community. It's a lot more than a big box gym can give them in ways that they weren't expecting it. So your lifetime average value, your retention, those things tend to be better. And by the way, I know in this video I am not factoring in churn yet, right? I'm not factoring churn really at all, but that is something that we need to consider. But if the goal was to get, right, let's go back a few pages. If the goal was to get, how many members did we want to get? We wanted to get 50 members, right? So if we wanted to get 50 new members, we would just take, so we go 50 divided by, so I need to go ahead and do my $2,000 divided by 6 because that's how many members I'm getting on average, and it's 333. So I need to do 50 times 333 equals 16K, right? 16650, right? So $16,500 that I'm looking to do on ad spend. We'll go ahead and divide that by 12 months, and so you're looking to spend $1,387 a month. So $1,400 a month in ad spend. We can divide that by 30, and so you're looking to spend $46 a day. If you really boil those numbers down, that's extremely reasonable. And you're not going to get so many people that you're not going to be able to keep up with leads, and you're not going to be able to keep up with appointments and sales and all that stuff. So at a $50 a day ad spend, let's round up, you would be able to get those 50 more members, right? And let's go a step further and say that you have decided, instead of selling a $200 thing, you're going to sell something for $599. You're going to sell a $600 product, right? So instead, I'm going to go $600 times 6, and I'm going to make $3,600, right? So now I've got a $1,600 profit on my ad spend, month one, and then those people are going to go into different things. So this is what I would sell a 6-week Challenger 42-day transformation for, and I'll link a video here in the card so you can see the my 6-week challenge sales process. But this was my bread and butter. I used to do extremely well on this, and I would make an extra anywhere, $6,000-8,000 a month selling this as my front end offer. I didn't want to sell $200 worth of just general services, because that didn't actually take the person from where they were to where they wanted to go, right? Which was to look better and to feel better. People assume when they do the working out part that things just fall into place, and they don't. Especially the older you get, it gets harder and harder. You have to do more of the right things. So that was my front end process, and that didn't include supplement sales as well. So doing quite well on that. Now, we can also change the math if you want to sell high ticket and you want to sell PT. So if we go back here and let's use a slightly larger sample size, let's continue to do some napkin math. So let's say this is a 2-month period, right? So you've got 12 people that have signed up. Let's just say 2 of them did the $200 a month membership, and let's say you got 1 at a 2K program, right? And so then the other 9 did the 600, right? So let's go ahead and do the napkin math on that. So we've got 9 times 600, cool. So we're at 5,400 plus 2,000, so 7,600, or sorry, 7,800. So you would have made 7,800 off of that ad spend of $1,400 a month for 2 months. So pretty good. So 7,800 minus, what would that be, 2,800? Cool, so you're at 5K profit, 5K front end profit. And so if you look, what I've sold here are just basic memberships, right? I've sold some high ticket and I've sold some mid ticket, right? And so this is as far as I'm gonna go with the napkin math, because God bless you if you stayed with me thus far. But I just wanna show you what's out there, what you can truly do with a boutique gym, a micro gym, just by putting some different offers in front of people. Like, these aren't amazing take rates or sales rates or any of that stuff, but this just scratches the surface of what you might be able to do, and to show you what game you might want to play. Because if we go back a couple of pages here and we see that you've got that ad spend, maybe you don't want to play the game at $200 a pop anymore, because you see that you're actually negative in the first month, and you have to have those people stay for a second month in order to turn a profit on them. Now, if you're able to afford that, I would take that trade all day, because I know I'm going to be profitable every month thereafter, right? But I would rather get paid on the front end with this right here at a minimum to get new clients. I'd rather get paid, because I can take that money and I can reinvest it into more ads. And if I want more leads, if I want to be busier, if I want to make more sales, I can just pay Mark Zuckerberg, here you go, Zuck, here's some cash, and he'll send me more leads, and I can just jack this process up more and more if I want to, right? I would also rather be selling a high ticket option of some kind. And this is that personal training, right? We went back to all the way to that first slide where it's like, well, how do you get personal training clients? You offer personal training to people. Not everybody's going to be the right fit, but somebody's going to show up one day in a purple Lamborghini or a red Ferrari. I've had both those people show up, and they're going to buy your most expensive thing because that's what they do, because they drive Ferraris and Lamborghinis, right? Or they drive a modest car and they want to buy it because they need it, right? You're offering them a service that's the exact solution to the problem, and they are going to join and they are going to bite, if you will. So I'm gonna, no more whiteboard for now, but hopefully that gives you a good idea. And let me just give you a quick recap of where we started here. So let's say you have that 125 member gym or 100 member gym, and you want to add 50 members. Well, how are you going to do it? What's it going to cost? It depends on your ad spend, it depends on your cost per lead and truly your cost per acquisition. But at a $40 to $50 a day ad spend, you're on average, and these are not good numbers, these are not favorable to you. You could do a lot better. You're on average, you're going to get 6 new members a month. You could do a lot better. You could get 6, you could get 8 to 10. And if you optimize other things like your website and your CRM and your automations and all that stuff, you'll also capture a lot more organic traffic. So it's very easy to get 10 members a month if you're doing this. And so that's going to help grow your gym and offset your churn, and you're going to be able to create the lifestyle you want, create the profit you want, turn your gym into a sellable asset. And all it starts with is the process of learning to generate leads for yourself, selling things that are more valuable because they deliver better results faster, and you have more impact on the client and you make more money. So this was a lot of information. I was excited to make this video because when I figured these things out, it was like I found the gas pedal in my gym, and that is a powerful feeling. It's like, hey, I want to grow my gym. How do I do it? Mop the floors more. Nope. Program, make better workouts. Nope. Run an event. No, I don't. What do you find your gas pedal? You figure out how to get as many leads as you want. And so, yeah, you should be running some organic strategies, referral programs, B2B stuff, making sure that you're able to be found on Google. But you also, if you really want to grow that gym, the ad strategy is the fastest way to do that. And hopefully the math I've shown you breaks things down in a way that is approachable for you. I know I'm very well caffeinated. I'm talking fast today. Hopefully you didn't have to slow the video down, but learning how to do this is a surefire way to grow your gym. And the very start of this video, the idea was to make a plan and to reverse engineer it. So if you want this many more members, how do you actually get them? Well, you figure out the process by which you need to get them. And so paid ads would be one process, right? This is the process that I've talked about heavily today. There are also other processes that when you track where people come from, you could rely on those leads. But I wanted to outline how to get those people through paid ads because it's a more predictable process. So think about that this way. Don't let another year go by where you're not meeting your goals, you're not doing what you want, you're sitting idly by, you're like, oh, I don't know why this won't work or that won't work. Remember, if you want your gym to grow, you have to learn a new skill set. You can't climb to the next rung, you can't reach the next level with the same skills you have. That's what's keeping you here. So don't be afraid to try some things, get your hands dirty, get some reps, and make that gym grow. All right, I'm gonna throw a couple videos at you that I think are really gonna help you in this same vein. If you've gotten value from the video, please click the like button, the subscribe, or share it with another gym owner who you know would benefit from this as well. All right, make a plan, reverse engineer it, achieve the outcome, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.